Now, this is a trumpet da caccia, or actually it's a valve trumpet da caccia. Trumpet da caccia, tromba da caccia, means, it's Italian, it means hunting trumpet. The man in this picture here, the two Henrys, has a hunting trumpet hanging from his belt. This is the Henry, that's his, the two Henrys, this his father was the king who died, and he came and found him dead, and he's crowning himself after coming from hunting. And you can still see his hunting horn, his trompa da caccia, hanging from his belt. That's why I bought this picture. It's an extraordinary picture. And it's from Shakespeare, by the way. And it's a scene from Shakespeare. In any way, Henry II, I think, something like that. In any event, my friend was looking for a trumpet da caccia from Steuart made in Leipzig. Now, Leipzig has a great deal of tradition. Leipzig is a wonderful city because that's where Bach became famous. When he came to Leipzig in 1723, he met a man named Gottfried Reicher, who was already a famous trumpet player there. He is actually the senior city musician there. There were 6 city musicians in Leipzig at that time. And he became the senior city musician when his predecessor died. He was a city musician from 1699. First of all, he learned to play the violin. He played the violin, he played the zinc, he played, I think he played the sackbut, trombone, but his main instrument was the trumpet. Now this is a trumpet da caccia. This is a Jaeger trumpet. Just like that, right up here you can see a Querschnittzeichen from the German Nationalmuseum. It's like a graphic to be able to build a trumpet, but this is not the trumpet. This trumpet here I built after looking at the painting, or had built after looking at the painting, or actually looking at a picture of the painting. But I will get to this instrument afterwards. I demonstrated this in an earlier YouTube in Leipzig. But in any event, this instrument was made in Freiburg by the firm Gillhaus, and it has a beautiful sound, but it's almost like a flugelhorn more than what I call the trumpet da caccia. You can see those are 2 flugelhorns there. One is a double flugelhorn with a trumpet and or cornet and a flugelhorn, and the other is a flugelhorn itself. Can you give me the gold flugelhorn? I trust you. Pick it straight up. Perfect, thank you. This is my flugelhorn. And this was also given to me by Sigmund Kanstel in Frankfurt. When I was looking for this instrument for my friend from Steuart in Leipzig. Now to repeat, I'd like to play a little bit of the Neruda concerto, which is written for piccolo horn or trompa or corno da caccia, but in that register there was some confusion whether or not it's a horn or a trumpet. Well, a flugelhorn is between a horn and a trumpet. So, can we just play a little bit of maybe a bar before? Okay, excuse me, but I'm out of tune. I have to go a little higher with this. The bell has another, because the bell is a smaller conicality, I have to make the whole instrument shorter to make up for that. Because a smaller bore makes the instrument, the resonating air in the instrument, seem longer. So let's try it once again. Dee-da-da-dee-da-da-dee, yep. Okay, now basically, the reason this instrument has a smaller bell is because the idea is to be able to play a high C with it. And basically, it's a flugelhorn in horn form. The high C is it's a little flat because it's a conicality here. Now, I said I'm not really interested in playing a high note on the trumpet or on the trumpet to catch it with valves or in this form. I'm interested in the tone. I'm interested in the quality of the sound. For me, it's always a question of the quality of the sound and how much expression that I can make with it. So then I decided to have a much bigger bell adapted to this instrument, and this is what Mr. Heinz Poggense did for me. You can see there's a big difference between that bell and this bell. So this gets fitted into here. There's a screw here that tightens it here, and a post screw that goes through here so that it can be tightened and nothing vibrates. This is very, very well done by Mr. Poggense, as everything he ever did for me. So now I have to go a little bit longer because when the bell has a bigger volume, it works as if it would be shorter. So I have to extend the total length of the instrument. B flat. Just put the pedal down. Rings very pure and clear, which means I'm in tune with the piano. It's a resonating instrument and resonating here, but if you play the attack of the note, it's sharper. Once again, see? So when you tune to a piano, don't tune to the attack, tune to the resonance of the instrument. And that's why it's always better just to have the pianist put the pedal down and you tune to the resonance of the instrument. So, one bar. I think you can hear automatically, and I hope that it's possible for Mr. Hopfengard to have been set the microphones up in a way so that you can really hear the difference between that bell and this bell. But we'll play a little bit here, and maybe the listener can also enjoy the difference. Notice this is a 4-valve instrument, which means I have 11 overtones that I can choose from, 11 overtone series that I can choose from for alternative fingerings. Because the bell is so big, I cannot use simple fingerings. And if anyone that is really looking very closely at how I'm approaching this, they'll see that I'm using a lot of alternate fingerings. Even in the middle range where I would usually play no valves, a G, a sounding F, I'm playing sometimes with the 4th valve, or 1 and 3 for Ds. I'm using fingerings that speak to the intonation that's necessary to make as clean and as clear as resonance with the instrument and for the music, for its specific harmony. You must use your ears when you play an instrument. It's not a question of I'm going to play just with this valve or whatever. It's not how easy you play the instrument, it's how beautifully expressive you serve the music. And you have to go the 9 yards. And you got to pay your dues if you're going to play the blues, and it don't come easy. So it's interesting enough, I'd like to play a little bit of this trumpet da caccia here, just the real trumpet da caccia, the real instrument that Gottfried Reiche, Bach's solo trumpeter, played. And if we play this, there's a piece written by Wewanowski. And Wewanowski was a Bohemian or Böhmische composer. He's the successor to Heinrich Ignaz Franz Bieber in Kömeritz as a composer and court musician. He was also a singer. And he wrote a piece originally for trumpet. He was also a trumpet player. And he wrote a piece for the natural trumpet in C. I've built it here in this moment. I have very many different bells and concepts of it. You might even want to show that. I'm really too sure that I really care whether or not people see how complicated these things can be and all the different bells that I have for this instrument. What I'm interested in doing is finding an authentic sound, and I have enough valve sections, I have enough bells to make 4 different trumpet da caccias. Right now, with 2 bows, I'm in modern sounding C. Can you give me a C? Okay, now just put the pedal down. So, this instrument is in C. It is 8 feet long in C, feet long. And it resonates only on overtones. This is the 4th overtone. Four, five, six, seven, 8th overtone. That's the length of the instrument as it resonates. Cut in half, cut in a quarter, to a fifth, to 5, actually it's just 5 waves, 6 waves, 7 waves. The most difficult note to produce on the instrument in tune is the 7th overtone because it's right between the 6th and the 8th. And that's the B flat. Can you play a B flat for me? You can hear it's flatter than what a tempered B flat is on this piano. This instrument is tempered. But if I play in G minor, as this man Wewanowski very cleverly understood how to write for the natural trumpet in C, but in G minor, I can make this sound. Can you play a G minor chord for me? And let's do that. So what I'm playing is an instrument in G minor, where I have to play half steps, sometimes C sharp, that B flat is an especially difficult note, or in a high B flat.